Look, new iPhone means new cases. So today we're taking a look at ESR's lineup of affordable cases. There's definitely a style for everyone, most notably this tempered glass case. So let's check it out. They aren't the fanciest or the most spectacular, but they are very affordable. Specifically, let's talk about these three. A tempered glass case, a very thin and simple clear case, and my favorite, the Kickstand case. It's made of solid metal. So starting with the shiniest case you'll find around, popping an iPhone in is simple. And you're really paying for this. It's meant to mimic the design of an actual iPhone minus all that branding. A solid back that's very reflective, it's like you're staring into your own soul. The rest of the case is fairly simple. Buttons are covered with a thin rubber frame, no issues with clicking, and a good sized cutout for the mute rocker, with the backside thick enough to keep your lens covered. Of course, all these cases are wireless charging compatible. It's an interesting case, especially if you like that simple blackout look. In the hand, it doesn't feel much thicker, although there isn't any added texture. The rubber itself is grippier than the regular iPhone. It is still glass and it's still prone to fingerprints though, nothing you can't easily wipe away. But let's see what this glass can really do. Rated at a 9H, that simply means it can handle your pockets just fine, not a single scratch. Or, just don't go ham on it. It's not designed to be a tough case, but the glass can handle light drops. There aren't any other protective features built in other than the scratch resistance of the case altogether. But it's simple, fancy looking, and doubles as a mirror if you're into that sort of thing. Next up, if you're looking for a no-frills case but don't want to hide the beauty of your iPhone, the Slim Soft TPU case is very straightforward and what you'll need. Super thin, basically nothing there, but provides scratch resistance. That's about it. Buttons are covered and even a little ridge for your camera lens to keep it raised when set down. Unlike other cases that have this wet, watery look when it sticks to your iPhone, they've included this dot matrix that's designed to prevent that, and so far it works. But that's it. There's not much to it, and that's the point for this. The iPhone is the real star of the show here. Light scratch resistance, but nothing more than that, so don't go too crazy. There's barely a lip around the screen and no impact features around the corners. It's a minimal case that shows off the iPhone without breaking the bank, so don't expect anything more than that. If you want something tougher, check out their metal Kickstand case. Made of two pieces, there's a rubber sleeve and a plastic shell design, and the included metal kickstand is the showstopper here. The back has a soft matte finish that doesn't feel greasy over time, and it's not a thick case, so it's still easy to handle single-handedly. The buttons are covered, the mute rocker is sized perfectly, and the slight texture along the side won't make this the grippiest case in the world, but surprisingly feels nice to hold without making the case look super messy. Of course, it's the kickstand you're wondering about, and it does add a bump to the back, but I personally think it's well worth it. Made of a solid piece of metal, it's stiff enough to prop the iPhone up at several different angles without any issues. And yes, it works in portrait mode too. Rejoice for all those hands-free Instagram stories and Snapchats, whatever the lingo is these days. When you're done, it snaps back into place and is never flung open by itself during my testing. Don't worry, your camera is protected still too. Even around front, there's a fairly generous lip to keep your screen cleared. Combined with that thicker case, it gives you better drop protection. Nothing crazy, but you don't have to sweat too much when it slides off your lap. But depending on what you need, the tempered glass may be your style, or maybe a super thin and light TPU case. If these really don't hit the spot though, there's a few more. Starting with the more stylish clear case, this is what they call a heavy duty case. An all clear back with a stylish metallic looking frame around the edges. It's actually a three-piece design with a rubber gasket around the edges and the front of the screen. Although it is called heavy duty, it's more realistically a clear case in my opinion, with a heavy duty look to it thanks to the perforations on the bottom. Overall, a manageable case one-handed with clicky buttons. It's that clear back design you're eyeing here with some added protection from a solid frame. There are several elements of protection, including the extra padding around the camera and the thick bezel around the screen thanks to that rubber gasket. The clear back is rated with a hardness of 2H, not as tough as the tempered glass case, but can still handle beating overall. Now if you're looking to show off your iPhone, just skip the glass altogether with this metal frame case, or should I call it a bumper? A light metal frame wrapped around some rubber to cushion it between your phone. Installation is simple, but the case itself is also super duper simple. Buttons are covered, kind of mushy, but reminds me of a MacBook keyboard. The camera, although fully exposed, is still lifted thanks to the corner legs of the case to keep it up. Otherwise, that's it. It's got your edges covered, but the front and back are fully exposed. It's like your iPhone is wearing a thong, a metallic thong. Super slim, and the only sort of protection are from those corner feet to keep it from scratching when you set it down. With a very thin lip around the screen, this case isn't about protection. It's about showing off your goodies. So don't go too wild with it because you will be disappointed. But for anyone that loves a very, very slim case and to show it all off, this can't be beat. Now if you are getting a not so protective case though, you need a screen protector to pair with it. ESR has two models, a full coverage one and one that accommodates most cases. Both are tempered glass, so let's check out the full coverage first. Setup is simple thanks to this odd shaped doohickey, and it gives you the exact edges to line up against for a perfect fit every time. It really is that fast and easy. Now you can keep your screen scratch free for the price of 2 coffees. Even better, if you're not into an edge-to-edge protector, this one comes in a 2-pack for about the same cost in case you screw up installing it the first time. Essentially the same protector, just this one gives your iPhone some breathing room. It's good against light impact, sliding across surfaces, and even better for fingerprints. It's a $10 investment that can save you a lot more down the road. Next, some fancy cases. Starting with a sparkling glitter case, a simple soft TPU case. Nothing special, but it's really all for the looks. It's definitely shiny though. Buttons are covered up and the front screen is covered by a slight bezel. But in the end, you'll want this case because you're fabulous and you need your phone to shine as bright as you do. It won't provide much drop protection, scratch resistance maybe, and it's also glossy, which may cause some greasing. But for some people, none of that matter. You just need to glisten in the sun like the star you are. For something less blinding though, the Marble Slim Soft Case is exactly what it's named. A marble design on a thin TPU case. I'm a fan of the button cutout specifically with the added slits. It gives the buttons a good pop upon clicking. A good sized New Rocker cutout, a thin case but thick enough to cover up your lens, but in the end a simple and sophisticated looking case that looks more expensive than it actually is. The backside is glossy and can grease up as well, but there's a matte bezel portion around the screen that's easy to grip, plus it's all packaged in a fairly slim design. So 2 designs to choose from, one for a classier dinner party and the other for a girls' night out at the club. Lastly, their tough guy of a case, the Shockproof Case. This 2-tone look has a really soft matte finish that feels amazing to hold. Buttons are kind of flat but manageable, and there's a huge lip around the front. A simple, soft, and relatively thin case, it's the soft touch that wins it for me. It doesn't grease up as easily, plus there's the added protection, even around the camera cutout. It's slightly pricier, but the toughest case of the bunch. So what are you looking for? A soft touch tough case? Tempered glass case, a built-in kickstand, fancy cases to show off, a super slim bumper, or cases that let your iPhone do all the talking. Combine that with one of their screen protectors and there's something for everyone without breaking the bank. My favorite case definitely goes to the kickstand case. It's got this sturdy kickstand on it that holds in at several different angles that you can kind of just trust to hold up your iPhone. But that's it, the whole range of ESR cases all linked down below for both the XS, XS Max, and possibly even the XR if they have any available. I will include that down below. A big shout out to ESR for sponsoring this video. It's a huge support for what I do on this channel, but I have complete creative freedom and all opinions expressed are from my own brain. Like and subscribe if you want to see more and leave a comment down below what your favorite case was. I rest my cases.